What's up, YouTube? How you guys doing? I wanted to make a video on my new 2019 Polaris RZR Turbo XP. This video is pertaining to the Dragonfire pass-throughs in the seats. I've seen a lot of how-to videos on there. I just kind of wanted to show the actual pass-through. I think a lot of YouTube videos aren't showing in detail what the pass-through looks like when you get done. And that was concerning for me because when you cut apart your seat, there's no going back. So I've heard comments of this little 1/2 inch that sticks out back there, if you guys can see that, being an eyesore. I didn't see any photos on it. I didn't see any videos on it, so I couldn't really see what that looked like myself. So now I'm making a video now where you guys can really see this thing in detail, how it looks on the seat when you do get done. It doesn't look completely factory, but it looks decent. You know, it's decent. It's definitely better than buying new seats. I haven't ran these yet, so I just got this one in. I still got 4 other seats to do. But I thought this may help someone like me that's wondering, what's this 1/2 inch? They're complaining about it not sitting back on the seat completely on the 1/2 inch. And what's really causing it here is you have this little beveled part in your seat that sticks out. Well, these do not contour to that bevel. So here on the edge, they stick out. If you're really paranoid about it, I guess you could probably take black caulk or silicone and fill it in and make it look a little better. But that's a lot of work, and I already have a lot of time just in this one bezel or this one pass through. I mean, it's a lot of work to put one of these in. So I use the Dremel technique. You can see that on YouTube. So I dremeled out the back here. After I traced it, I used a Dremel. And then kind of one more thing, I've never used a Dremel before, so this is important. For those of you that have not used a Dremel before, there's a special bit that doesn't come with all the Dremels. It is a router bit. It looks a lot like a drill bit, but it is not a drill bit. It's simply a router bit. It doesn't have a drill tip on it. It's kind of fluted. But that's the way you know what you're looking for when you're trying to figure it out. If you never used a Dremel before like I have, I've done a lot of things. I just don't use Dremels for anything. Then you won't know, and I had to go to the store about 3 times to figure out what I needed to actually do that to cut the plastic properly. So I used a Dremel there, and then, just straight up cut 1 inch down from the seam line. Now, one more thing that I thought was confusing on it, the directions are pretty clear, but still a little confusing to me, is that if you follow the seam line, the angle of that seam is not the angle of your pass-through. So I was thinking we're trying to cut one line here to match the pass-through, so you'd kind of come down at a less of an angle than this to have this thing slide into. But the directions show that you follow exactly 1 inch from the seam line. So I literally went to the thread as the seam, not the top, but the actual thread here, and I followed it down, and it came out just fine. I'm really happy with this side of it. It looks really good. I did have to cut into the stitching here, which over time may cause problems. But if you're handy with, or if your wife is handy with sewing, I'm sure you guys can work something out and fix that possible issue. I'm not too worried about it. I'll probably end up buying new seats eventually. So just wanted to give a quick tutorial on what I did, how it actually looks. So, people can actually come up with the decision on if they want to do it or not and ruin their stock seats. All right.